Today I'm speaking with Travis Melton at Complex Chemical in Tallulah, Louisiana. Complex Chemical is a chemical manufacturer of antifreeze, brake fluid, and six-blend focused on continual improvement through the best processes, products, and services. As part of this commitment to improvement, the company recently began an intensive initiative to make their facility more sustainable. Hello, Travis. Could you tell us how this initiative came about?
Well, I can tell you it didn't happen overnight. When Complex first opened its doors for business in 1974, environmental concerns were not as large of an issue as compared to today. Also, in the beginning, we were fairly small and didn't produce a lot of product or have much left over. Obviously, over time, that all changed. Eventually, we realized that not only was our impact on the environment around us more of an issue, but we had grown large enough and we used enough materials to justify putting some programs in place.
What are some of the specific steps that Complex Chemical has taken to decrease its carbon footprint?
We actually have done a number of programs for this that go beyond the basic recycling metal, paper, and plastic. For one thing, we have gone to a closed-loop cooling system for our units. This has greatly reduced the amount of water we use. Another program we have collects the 1 and 5 gallon truck samples and the in-process samples and puts them to use. Most of the time these samples are perfectly good. We just have to take them to verify a truckload is good to bring in or send out. By saving these samples and putting them back into our finished tanks, we have been able to save an extra truckload of material a year. One other program I want to mention that we have had in place for a long time involves taking glycol bottoms from other plants. We distill the usable material out of these and put them in the marketplace. Otherwise, they would have just gone into the ground. This also reduces the demand for fossil fuel feedstocks to produce these materials. Another program deals with the rinsing of our units after a batch. We have taken steps to reuse the rinse material where we can, cutting down on how much we use overall. Normally, these bottoms would be disposed of, but we take them, distill them, and recover product from them we can then sell into the market. This, in turn, greatly reduces the amount of that material that would otherwise go into the ground.
How does recycling play a role in the changes you've made?
As I mentioned earlier, we produce a fair amount of scrap metal that gets recycled. We also operate a small packaging line that uses plastic bottles. We are looking at ways to make sure the plastic of damaged bottles gets reused. We are also forming a program to put various bins around the plant. The workers can use these to put excess and leftover materials in them that can be recovered, such as paper, plastic, rubber gloves, etc. A lot of our materials come to us in corrugated boxes. We bale those boxes and they are picked up by a recycler. This helps cut down on what would normally get into a landfill by 20 to 30 tons a month.
Part of Complex Chemical's mission statement is to be a highly productive, quality-oriented, ethical company. How do your sustainability efforts fit into this mission?
We think it is a solid ethical position to take when it comes to doing what we can to help preserve our environment and resources. Some of the steps we have taken have improved our bottom line by reducing the amount of raw materials we have to purchase. This, in turn, allows us to keep production costs down for our customers as well as helping to ensure our long-term economic health.
Do you have any advice for other chemical manufacturers considering a similar push for sustainability?
Sure. For one thing, the biggest step is to simply embrace the idea and decide you're going to do it. It is part of our culture, and it's here to stay. I would also suggest that before you start any program, that you take the time to think about how involved and labor-intensive it is. Just because it sounds good doesn't mean it will actually have an overall positive impact on your company. Last, I would say approach it with a positive attitude that there are programs you can start that will save you money and you will be glad you did them later on.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with us today, Travis. For more information about Complex Chemicals' manufacturing processes or products, visit complexchemicals.com, call 318-574-0382, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.